Hello everyone and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program 2, where I would like to just do probably one last video on KSP2 before returning to KSP1, and that is I would really like to go to Duna. I want to see what the atmospheric effects around Duna look like, I want to see if it holds together with a bit of a bigger mission, and it seems pretty fun to me. In particular, I want to do a round trip to Duna, so I want to land on the surface, take back off, and return to Kerbal, so that is going to require some building. Okay, unfortunately for the trip planner, you can't put in from Duna to Kerbal, so I just have to do a little bit of maths in my head. Right, so looking at this, I think if the return module is about 3,500 or 3,200 delta V, that should be enough to get from the surface of Duna and back. And the stage to get us there would need about 5,000, call it 6,000 to be safe, although we're going to be burning most of it off with parachutes. Okay, so designing the return stage to begin with. Alright, so this is the bit that's actually going to land back in Kerbal. Okay, so this segment should be able to get from Duna back to Earth. So it's just a two-stage segment, or back to Kerbal. Two-stage segment, nice and straightforward. Okay, it helps if I get the staging correct. I was massively overkilling it, even with forgetting about weighting and things. So this is more than enough to both land on Duna and take off again. Okay, so between all of these parachutes that I've got around the outside and the landing gear and the engine, hopefully we can actually land this thing on Duna. Okay, so I'm aiming for about 10,000 total delta V. That'll be enough to get us there all happily. Trying to put this in a fairing and it's just not working. Fairing won't actually close as soon as you draw it too narrow. It's saying no, and then it gets stuck. Oh, the controls are hidden off the bottom. Right, I got it. There we go. Finally got it to work. Well, here we have the SJP. All looking quite straightforward for a Kerbal thing. Decided to paint it funky colours. Actually, I'm going to change that funky colours. There we go. White and orange just to show up a little bit neater on the in space and on the red planet. Okay, so the crew of this one will be Bill, Phil Free and Melson. It just wibbled itself to death. SAS off, does that help? Nope. Is it having issues with the strutting? Give it a go without struts then. Might just be needs launch towers. Oh, the view's gone drunk again, but fine. It's no longer trying to kill itself, so that's something. Okay, thrust to full, let's do the countdown. Okay, S1400 and TT44XL. Try and figure out what the hell those components are. I still do have struts here, that might be causing it. Yeah, these are kind of weirdly placed struts. Okay, TT4XL are the boosters. And is it just... I think it's not placed. Not entirely convinced that it is placing these correctly. But it's the only way it's gonna let me place them. But it seems to be putting them kind of inside. Wait, what do you mean 9 engines are turning on? Oh, right, yeah. Oh, that's definitely not right down there. What the... No, it is... I don't know what the fuck this has done. It is incorrectly putting in the symmetry is what's going on. It's putting things inside the rocket. Okay, maybe that is functional now? Okay, well, it's not torn itself to pieces immediately. Thrust to full, SAS on. Let's see if this works. Yay, good separation from the tower. We are going. A little bit wibbly, but okay. Okay, very vertical ascent, so I don't have a huge amount of control authority on this thing. And try and just point it 90 degrees across the horizon and then burn. SAS really isn't doing a good job trying to hold this together, hold this aligned. It's wibbling all over the bloody place. I'm going to try and complete the circularization and then escape Kerbin in one maneuver. Detaching the outer stages. Central tank gone. Fairing comes off. Detach. Very nice, okay. And now that we're a little bit more sensible. I forgot to put solar panels on this shite. That may be an issue. Okay, we're on escape trajectory. Again, mostly in one of the patches they've fixed the patch conics so you can actually see that. So we just need an absolutely tiny maneuver here to get us pointing where we need to. So we don't really have a good trajectory for an intercept on this orbit, but the orbit afterwards we've almost immediately got a perfect one, so just a tiny 66 delta V burn. We'll just adjust it enough that we can pretty much land right on Duna. So we do have to do a full orbit. Why is the engine not igniting? Oh, I'm using the wrong controls, that's why. Okay, massively overshot. Forgot it was a tiny maneuver. Okay, got quite a nice close intercept around Duna. Okay, I can't time warp to the position, unfortunately. Okay, we are now in Duna's sphere of influence. I'm going to try and burn off some speed. Okay, so I'm going to burn off most of my delta V, getting nice and circular. Save the last little bit for deorbit, and then the entire space thing will be done by the nuclear stage. That gives us everything left is going to be on our actual lander stage, which is quite nice. So here is Duna in all its glory. Poles are looking really very pretty. And there's Ike. Ike seems a lot bigger, closer than it used to be. And go for capture burn. Okay, there we go, circularized. Actually circularize a bit more, we're not going to need that much fuel to deorbit. Yeah, tiny little deorbit burn here. Okay, and I've just plugged in one final burn here just before re-entry, just to give us a little bit of a softer re-entry. Okay, we are now apparently entering the atmosphere a bit sooner than I thought, so try and burn off what velocity we can. I don't know how much we're going to be able to rely on the parachutes. Prefer for them just to slow us on our final landing rather than be responsible for aero braking. Okay, that's that stage done, so dump the nuclear stage. Ignite the engine. And then just turn us retrograde. Should be about as easy a landing as we can get. We're going slightly up there, so we're just doing a descent from the outer edge of the atmosphere. Just about as slow as we could go. So Duna has a thinner atmosphere than Kerbin, but lower gravity, so hopefully we'll get nicely slowed. Yeah, it is kind of hard to judge how well a landing is going without atmospheric effects. We are in the atmosphere we are slowing down. I hope we're slowing down enough. Definitely doesn't seem like we're slowing down enough. Deploying the parachutes. Deploying landing gear. Oh, parachutes just about did it. That is a lot of parachutes. Oh. Yeah, definitely needed the parachutes there, otherwise we were just gonna smash into the ground. Good to know. But now we're descending at a nice, gentle 13 meters a second. Oh, what? The landing was harsh enough to destroy the engine. And then Kerbal's very unhappy with the various parachutes. Okay, the landing legs were not enough to save it. Landing legs are really quite wibbly. I'd expected them to be a little bit tougher. Also, somewhere along the lines I seem to have lost a ladder. Yeah, one of the ladders got destroyed somewhere along the lines. And the other one's refusing to extend. It's blocked, apparently. Doesn't look blocked, but apparently it's blocked. Well, we won't be returning then without that engine, which is a bit of a problem. And the thing is going very wibbly now that I'm in EVA. But Bill here did survive jumping off of that. Okay, so other than the lack of an engine, that worked pretty well. There we go, we managed to land on the red planet. Just a little bit of trouble with the engine there, but other than that, and the ladder that's broken, and various other things that are broken, but still, I'd say that's a partial success. So I could certainly try this again, try landing. It needed a little bit of reverse thrust just on landing, just to settle it a bit neater. I really was hoping these massive ass legs were going to be able to withstand it a bit better. They just act a bit like a jelly suspension system there. It's wiggling about like crazy whenever it moves. So, as said before, I think this is the point that I'm just going to leave KSP 2 at least. Certainly do want to come back to KSP 1 and do some all heavily modded run through. If you do have any ideas for mods that I really should include, please do let me know down below. If there is anything else you want me to do on KSP 2 before taking a break from it for a while, again, just let me know down below. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this, please do consider leaving a like and or subscribe. Otherwise, I hope to catch you in the next video. Until then, cheers!